Namaskar. Welcome to the lesson number 6 under the chapter 1, the fundamentals. In this lesson, I'm going to explain you about the important factor in EPS system of astrology that is called ruler's link. What is ruler's link and what is their importance? I will be discussing now. What is ruler's link? As we are aware that a planet can have many planets in its supports by way of Rasilard conjunction aspect or indirect conjunction. So that way a planet can have many planets in its supports. If any of these support planet is also playing as a ruler of the particular planet, it forms ruler's link. In other words, for a planet, any of the rulers is also present in the support of the other planet. The influence of that support planet at those levels will be significant. I'll tell you. For example, you take planet Ketu. Ketu is in the nakshatra of Sun. The rulers of the Ketu is Star Lord Sun, Sublord Mars, Star Lord of the Sublord, that is Moon. Suppose Ketu is having some planets in supports. In that, suppose Sun is present. Suppose Ketu is conjoined with the Sun. Just one example I'm talking. That Sun is conjoined with the Ketu. That Sun is also ruling as the Star Lord for Ketu. Suppose Sun is aspected by Mars. Sun is having Mars in its aspect. It means what? Sun is aspected by Mars. That Mars is the sublord for the Ketu. It means the ruler of the Ketu. Sun and Mars are connected to each other by way of supports. This is called support planets. This is called ruler's link. The rulers are connected through the support planets. That is called ruler's link. In that case, what is the importance? The support planets' influence normally will be secondary, as we discussed. But when that support planet is also ruling any of the other level in its rulers, that influence of the Sun will be increased. The support planet's influence will be significantly increased. Here, Ketu will get the Sun's influence more. Here, Sun will get the Mars influence more. I hope you would have understood. Let me explain with this example. Mercury, Sun, and Venus, all these three planets are conjointly posted in the sign of Capricorn. Though they are in different bhavas, but as per our EPS, these three planets posted in the same sign. So they are considered to be connected to each other by way of conjunction. You look at the Venus planet, Venus in nakshatra of Sun and sublord of Mercury. So it means Venus is conjoined to the Sun and Mercury, and also Venus is in the nakshatra of Sun and also sub of Mercury. It means Venus will have in support Sun and Mercury. Similarly, Sun will have Venus and Mercury, and Mercury will have Sun and Venus in its supports. They are all connected through each other by that. It is called rulers are connected. Rulers are linked through the ruler's link. So Venus impact will be there on Sun and Mercury strongly. Similarly, Sun and Mercury's also impact will be there on Venus. They will combinedly, they will form a very good, impact. That impact will vary depending on the signification, whether it is favorable or unfavorable signification. Then impact level will vary. Impact will be there. But the ruler's link is forming a good point that Venus and Star Lord, Sublord, through the supports, they will get some significant impact. For example, suppose the planet is good, Venus planet is good for an event. Star Lord and Sublord are not good for the particular event. It means Venus will not get the support from the Star Lord and Sublord. Suppose that planet is forming ruler link to the Star Lord and Sublord. In that case, that negative or weak signification of the Star Lord and Sublord will get reduced because of the ruler link planet, that is the source planet. Source planet, good significator, will give its extend its support to the star planet and sublord planet. So the whatever the weakness we are estimating in the star level, sub level, that will be comparatively lesser because of the support from the ruler, other ruler, that is especially the planet. I hope you would have understood. So that way, while we are studying a planet strength, level wise study, when we are going to discuss about this in the next chapter and also in the case studies, we have to look into each planet supports each level. Venus, Sun, and Sublord, all these things we have to check whether they are all connected to each other by way of ruler's link. So whether they are all passing their favorable significations to other levels or unfavorable, so that way we can estimate that planet's strength at each level, favorable strength is increased or decreased. I hope you would have understood. I will explain about in these rulers link also. There are some important rules we can follow that I will explain now. Yes. When we are talking about the ruler links from the support planets, suppose in case of the supports through the conjunction or mutual aspect, if the support is through the conjunction or mutual aspect, what is mutual aspect? Seventh aspect. Suppose conjunction and aspect when we take, for example, Jupiter is conjoined with Saturn, for example. And what will happen? Jupiter will have Saturn in its supports. And Saturn, suppose Jupiter is in the nakshatra of Saturn, Saturn will have Jupiter in its supports. So planet is Jupiter, star lord is Saturn, for example. Jupiter is having Saturn in its supports because they are conjoined. Or Jupiter and Saturn are mutually aspecting by of seventh aspect. Jupiter will have Saturn, Saturn will have Jupiter in its supports. Both will form ruler links between each other. So Jupiter's influence will be there on Saturn and Saturn influence will be there on the Jupiter. That will be there. They will share their influence. But out of that, suppose Jupiter is having Saturn in its supports, Saturn is not having Jupiter in supports. How it is possible? Suppose Jupiter is aspecting to Saturn by way of fifth aspect or ninth aspect. That is called special aspects. Jupiter, Mars, Saturn are having special aspects. So in that case, Jupiter will have Saturn, but Saturn will not have Jupiter. So in that case, Jupiter will form a special ruler link to the Saturn. So now the Jupiter's influence will be more on the Saturn. So through the special ruler link, if the ruler link is formed, that is through the Jupiter, Mars, or Saturn, if these three planets are forming ruler link to the other planet by way of special aspect, that is called special ruler link. That influence of these planets will be significant. Otherwise, that influence will be, it will be shared between each other. I hope you would have understood. Suppose, other than the special ruler link, if the ruler link is through the other planets by way of Rasi Lord, or as I said, conjunction, or mutual seventh aspect, if it is present, or any other indirect connections through nodes. In that case, each planet, both the planets, ruler link planets will have other planet in its supports. As I said, Jupiter will have Saturn, Saturn will have Jupiter. In that case, there are certain rules. These planets will be strongly significant in giving its oral link impact to the other planet. How? If the planet is a free planet, suppose Jupiter, I'll put this way. Suppose Jupiter is the planet, Star Lord is the Saturn. Star Lord, or I mean sublord also you can take. So the rulers, planet is Jupiter, Star Lord or sublord is the Saturn. Jupiter and Saturn are conjoined. So Jupiter will have Saturn in its supports and Saturn will have Jupiter in supports. Suppose Jupiter is a free planet. It means no other planet in the nakshatra of Jupiter. So Jupiter is having some self-potential. In that case, what will happen? That Jupiter's influence will be more. So the ruler link from the Jupiter to the Saturn will be stronger than Saturn to the Jupiter. I hope you have understood. If it is a free planet, and suppose the ruler link from your node, suppose instead of Saturn, suppose the star lord planet, it is, say, for example, Rahu. Okay. So Jupiter will have Rahu in its supports and Rahu will have Jupiter in its supports. Now, basically the star lord influence to the planet will be more than planet to star lord's influence. That I have given in the next point. If the RL from the star lord to the source planet will be stronger than vice versa in general. But if that ruler link is from the node influence will be stronger than the other planet. That we know, nodes are stronger. No? So Jupiter will be getting the influence of the Rahu stronger than the Rahu are getting from the Jupiter. So if the node is giving the ruler link, that impact will be more. The next point is if the ruler link is the Rasi Lord for other rulers. How? Suppose, I'll tell an example. Same Jupiter, I will take it. Suppose Jupiter is in the sign of Saturn. Suppose Jupiter is in the sign of Saturn. And for example, sign of Saturn, and of course, it is in the sub of Saturn. Planet is Jupiter, sublord is Saturn. So Jupiter will have Saturn in its supports. Saturn will have Jupiter in its supports. Now, Jupiter Rasi Lord is Saturn. In that Rasi of Saturn only, the Jupiter is present. Saturn is the sublord for Jupiter. So if the ruler link through the Rasi Lord, that Saturn's influence will be more on Jupiter than Jupiter to the Saturn. It means if the RL is as the Rasi Lord for other rulers, the impact will be more. Next point. As I said previously, RL from the planet to the star lord and sublord, normally this is the source planet. It will try to influence the star level and sub level if it is from, as by say, planet is a node planet or it is a free planet, or it is a significant planet by way of position in own sign. So it has got some self potential. That influence to the star lord and sublord will be more through the RL link if the star lord or sublord are having that planet in its supports. Suppose if the planet is not a free planet, planet is not a node, normally the star lord influence will be more on the planet and sublord's influence more on star lord and of course sublord, because planet More than the planet, star lord, sublord are stronger because they are the levels which are giving the effect and the result to the planet. In general, star lord, RL from the star lord to the planet will be stronger than planet to the star lord. In general, RL from the sublord to the star lord or to the planet will be stronger than the vice versa. This is in general. But in conditions, as I said, with a planet, if it is a node planet, or suppose planet star lord and sublord, sublord is forming ruler link to the star lord, and of course, star lord is forming ruler link to the sublord. Out of them, which is stronger? Obviously, sublord influence RL to the star lord will be stronger than star lord influence to the sublord. Suppose the star lord, if it is a node, it cannot be a free planet because star lord cannot be a free planet. Star lord, if it is a node, or that planet is a strong key planet, it means star lord is a very good key planet for the particular event that is forming ruler link to the sublord. Then the influence of that planet will be more. It means the RL from the strong key planet is important. So if a planet is a free planet, or if it is a node planet, or if it is a key planet, the impact will be stronger. I hope you would have understood. Out of them, if the source planet, the planet itself, that is the captain of the ship, as I said, if the planet itself is forming ruler link to the star lord or sublord, if the planet is a free planet or node planet, or it is a good key planet, if that source planet itself is a good significator and it is forming ruler link to the star lord or sublord, that impact will be significantly more because that planet will try to give its influence to the other levels being the source planet. I hope you would have understood. So what is the importance of this such a study on the ruler's link? As I said, the star lord or sublord for a good key planet, for an event, planet is favorable. Star lord is having some weakness. Sublord is also having some weakness. It means planet favorable strength are not further supported by the star lord Saturn and sublord Saturn. Suppose the planet is a good key planet and it is a free planet. It means no other planet in nakshatra, or it is a node planet. It means a significant planet that is forming ruler link to the star lord and sublord. Favorable strength, or in that favorable strength of that particular source planet is giving some strength to the star lord and sublord by way of supports. The influence of the unfavorable impact of the star lord and sublord will be reduced by the good key planet, source planet through the ruler's link. I hope you would have understood the importance of the ruler's link. While we are going to study a planet's level-wise study complete significations and also in case studies, then I will be explaining the usage of this that you will understand better. So far, we have been discussing in 6 lessons under the chapter 1, the fundamentals, about the fundamentals of EPS system, the concept, that principle of EPS system and the advantages, and the self-significations and support planets, ruler links and key planets. All these things, they are important, and they are how to look at all these things as a and the theory person as a fundamental things we have learned. Next chapter, chapter number 2, we'll be discussing about the analysis methodology. In the theory persons, we'll be having that analysis methodology in different lessons, wherein method of analysis, rules and the conditions, and what are the points we have to look into that, and different tables, what are the tables involved in analyzing that EPS, EPS system, how we are going to analyze with the different tables and all these things, the method of analysis, everything we'll be discussing in the next chapter number 2. Thank you.